How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing an overall market update, breaking down the three major U.S. stock market indexes, as well as going over what I personally did today in the stock market and a bunch of stocks and ETFs that I'm watching and looking to trade here in the crazy month of March that we've been having here in 2020. And before we do get into the video, everybody, all I ask from you is if you enjoy it, simply go down below for me and hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see further content like this. And if you haven't joined our Discord group chat or our Facebook group, those are linked down below in the description box and are 100% free of charge. So with about a minute 30 seconds left in the market today, the S&P is up, get this guys, 4.17%, up 125 points. And this is just crazy. And I've said this, a couple hours ago in the Discord chat. I haven't seen this type of volatility, I don't know, ever in terms of the major indices moving in this magnitude. We're up 5% one day, which is, I believe, the best performing day for the Dow Jones. Then the next day, we're down 3%, up 4% the next day, down 3%. It's like I haven't seen the overall markets doing this, and that drastic fall we saw last week, it's like all of this craziness. It's just been insane, guys. And with today's performance, I guess we can say safely now that the S&P is, in fact, reversing. That is technically speaking here, right? Not saying that the sell-off is over, not saying that. I'm just saying from what I'm seeing here, we're reversing, guys. Let's be honest with ourselves. On this hourly chart now, we've broken out of the EMA. The S&P's broken out of multiple levels of resistance, 3,000 being one of them, 30-30. We broke above that 50 SMA. We had a very strong close. We're about to right now. There we go. Very strong close in the market right now, And this, we just hit the higher high. This is reversing, right? And if we go over to the SPY, which is simply an ETF that tracks the S&P, we were talking about 309 in the group chat today. 309 is a major level of resistance. It was rather. And let me explain to you why. If we pull up this 6-month chart, we can see a couple months ago, 301 was a major level of resistance. We broke above that, or actually we held it this morning, which is a very good sign, I believe. A little bit above it, but the general area, so that's good. 301 was held. And the next one after that, a strong level, was 309, right? And 309 was a support from back in the November month heading into the December month here of 2019. So the fact that we closed above 309, we hit a higher high here on the 5-day, 5-minute chart, right? You can clearly see that. We hit a higher high. And back to that 4-month chart on SPY here, we broke the 50 SMA. These are all signs that we are slowly reversing here. Technicals do not lie, but don't get fooled, guys. Anything can happen with the CV, with major companies lowering their guidance even more. Who knows? You have to be ready for anything. And if that does happen, it can knock this trend down very quickly back into a bearish trend. It could happen in the snap of a finger, especially with how volatile this market has been in general. So why did we rally today? Well, yesterday we saw a 50 basis point rate cut. I don't know if this influenced the market, but we saw Canada cut their rates today, 50 basis points as well. We saw Biden do quite well in terms of the presidential primary. Yesterday, a lot of people argue that could have been pushing the markets today, although I don't like discussing politics on this channel. Never do, never will. But let's be honest, people don't want Bernie to win, especially because of his potential impact, negative impact on the stock market. That's what a lot of people think. I don't think that. I'm not giving my views here. This is not a political channel, but that's kind of what, in theory here, what could be moving the market today. And it could be a delayed reaction again to that 50 basis point rate cut here from the Fed. So going over to the Nasdaq here, guys, the uptrend seems like it's intact, right, over these past 4 trading days at least. We can see yesterday, massive move down from 89, oh my God, I can't even say that with a straight face, $9,000 nearly for the Nasdaq here, down to 8,500 in the matter of a day. That was 5.4% of a swing in just one day for one of the biggest indexes, mind you. And then today, we swung up another 4.1%, probably 5% from the bottom of yesterday. So the the uptrend's intact for the NDX here, the Nasdaq. And honestly, the fact that we held a higher low here on the 50 SMA is a very good sign here on the hourly chart. And for us to be in a full-on uptrend, I'd say for the NDX, at least for the Nasdaq, it needs to break above, I'd say around 9,200, maybe 9,250. So strong, very very strong performance from the Nasdaq today. If we're pulling up the Dow Jones here, this thing was up 1,200 points. Like these are normal market moves nowadays, guys. The stock market's trading like crypto. You didn't know? Well, now you know, because the Dow Jones, 1,200 points in the green, 4.5% in the green today. We broke above 26.7, which was a level we were talking about in yesterday's video, a level of resistance, so that's good. Now we're looking to test 27.2, which most likely we'll test tomorrow, especially if these futures are green in the morning and the markets are looking like they're going to push up even further tomorrow. So that's kind of the market, guys, right now. It's believe it or not, the CV it's still infecting people. It's still causing people to die, let's be honest, unfortunately. But the markets are roaring on, and I'm interested in seeing, will this continue? Will we get another wave of selling? For me personally, I'm not full force buying this up quite yet. Honestly, I've seen too many fake rallies in the past. I'm still pretty cash heavy, and if I miss out on opportunities due to me being more cautious, it's okay. I'm fine with that at the end of the day, because I still have skin in the game, as you'll see in about a minute or two here, with a couple of these stocks. So let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts on the markets in general? Is this a trap still? Are we reversing to the upside? Has the worst yet to come? I'd love to know what you guys think about this, because I really do value your opinions. I don't know all the answers, I really don't. No one knows all the answers, and I think having a community where we can all discuss things, it's great. So let me know again down below in the comments. Now, let's talk about what I personally did today, and I picked up some shares of MasterCard. Finally, guys, this is a stock that I've been wanting to add for a long time, and I've mentioned it here in these videos that I wanted to buy MasterCard a couple months ago, actually back in the 270, 280 range, but I didn't pull the trigger. This was back over the summer, I remember, or the summer here in the States at least. Back in August, I was looking at it. During this drop, for the upcoming months, I was looking at it, but I never pulled the trigger. And then I watched it fly all the way to 350, was kicking myself, of course, and I pretty much vowed to myself, next time it drops, I'm buying a little bit. And we got that massive drop to 270, didn't pick up any there. I day traded it a couple days ago, I believe, and day traded it, looked for re-entry, and today it seems like we got it, right? We popped to 314 yesterday, sold off to 290 yesterday, 25-point move there for MA. This morning, we gapped up to 302. We dropped 290, and that's where I picked up an initial position here in MA. Roughly, I think it was actually around $293 per share. So for me, I actually have built a pretty nice cushion here on MA because you can see from where I bought in roughly 293, 294, I'm currently up about 2 to about 2.5% already on those shares. So that's great, honestly, guys. And if this market, again, I have some skin in the game here. So if this market rallies up, I will really, benefit from MA and my other swing, Microsoft, going up as well, because I do think overall they will go up when the market goes up, right? But I'm not overexposed in my swings here to where if we did get another wave of selling, I would get slammed. So I feel like I'm in a comfortable spot here. Again, a lot of cash, and I do look to add, or I am looking to add more into MA here. And I don't know when exactly. Maybe I'm eyeing up, let's say 305, but we'll see how it ends up going. And I might even sell out early if we get another wave of selling pressure. Who knows? But as of now, I'm in with some skin in the game here, MA around 293, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I'm in Microsoft again, like I said about a minute ago. And guys, I'm green on Microsoft. This is the beauty of averaging down, especially doing it in a kind of a strategic way. Let's say if I loaded the boat 180, my cost basis wouldn't have been to where it is right now, which is around 168, 169, right? I was able to bring my cost basis low because when we got to those oversold territories, when we got to 151 that day, I loaded the boat at 153, I think it was, on Microsoft, which was able to bring my cost basis down a lot. So as of now, I'm simply in Microsoft. This is a heavier swing compared to MA, much heavier swing. And MA, that's really all I'm in terms of my swing trading. So let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts on that? What are you guys doing in the markets right now in terms of your individual trading? Now, let's go over a bunch of stocks here that I'm watching, starting off with HD Home Depot. And this is one that has been on an absolute tear ever since this market has been recovering. It's gone from 240 down to about 215, 210, and now we're all the way back up to 240 with a almost 6% move in today's session. So am I chasing it up here? Probably not, but I would love to see some sort of consolidation around this general area between, let's say, 235 and maybe 240. If we do get a support here, a little bit of a cool off, I might consider buying a little bit here into Home Depot. This is one that I really do find attractive here. And another one that has gotten hit pretty hard, but it hasn't recovered as much as Home Depot, is Lowe's, meaning it does have a little bit more potential, in my opinion, than Home Depot here. And Lowe's today was up, ticker symbol LOW, was up $4.73, up 4.36%. And I'd honestly think that a pull down tomorrow, any sort of little weakness, could be an entry point. 112, maybe 112.50, maybe even 113, as this is, again, a bit more oversold than Home Depot and does have a little bit more room to rally, in my personal opinion. Now, Uber, guys, did very well today, up $1.49, up 4.51%. And why I really like the price action of Uber today is because it closed above $33.50, being an old resistance. And honestly, I was hoping it would close above it, as that's a really bullish close. Let's be honest, guys, because it seems like Uber at this point is trying to form some kind of a cup pattern, a J hook pattern, right, where it wants to find a support, which 33.50 again is where it seems like it's finding that support, and then ultimately break out to make that hook, that kind of a cup pattern to the point where we would break out of $35 and maybe make a huge move to, let's say, $38. So at this point, that's kind of what I'm watching for Uber. Anything from 35, let's say, to 38, I think that could be a very nice range for ticker symbol UBER. So another stock that I bet I've never talked about on this channel, but Campbell Soup, CPB, they reported earnings yesterday, was it? And they absolutely blew earnings out of the park. This is a stock that you don't normally see fluctuate nearly 10 points in a day, but we can see it clearly did. From $43 up to about $52. That's incredible here for CPB. And they reported EPS of 72 cents versus 66 cents expected. And revenue came in at $2.16 billion versus $2.15 billion expected. So this is another one that I'm not necessarily going to chase, but a cool-off could be a nice entry point. Maybe a cool-off to $50, 51. We really just have to keep an eye on it and see what it ends up doing over these next couple of days to determine what to do with it. So Netflix is another one that I've talked about a lot, but it's really on the brink of that breakout. I'm looking to pick up some shares, maybe 390, heck, even 380, 385 is an attractive spot here for Netflix because we have some room to run. If you guys didn't know, Netflix, it hasn't hit an all-time high here for about 2 years almost. It's been since June of 2018. So from 380, 390 up to 420, I really think that is coming up next year, especially when the market turns healthy. And I know not turns healthy, but maybe it turns back around towards an all-time high. And I know Netflix doesn't have much exposure to the negative impact of the CV. We've talked about this because people stay home, yada, yada, yada. They don't leave their house when using the product. So, although it doesn't have much exposure to that, it can still be negatively impacted when the overall market drops due to it being a large cap company. So I hope you guys do understand that. But in general here, I think it's still a decent play because it's really held its value even during the whole CV scare, while other companies have lost 5, 10%, 15% at least. So for sure, Netflix is one worth watching here. Shopify, would you take a look at good old Shopify here, guys? Up 8% today. Wow, that's pretty good. Up 8% today, $35 at the close. That is an 100-point swing in the matter of 3 days. Oh my goodness. That is a move right there. It was at 418 back on the 28th. Literally a week later, it's at 513. So for Shopify now, I think it's breaking out. We're breaking above the 50 SMA. We're breaking above resistance at 495, 500. So this one is on high watch list, high alert. This is really one of the biggest breakouts here in this video for sure. Ticker symbol SHOP. Space. SPCE, this was down 4% today. Not too much to say on this one, but I want to see if it finds support, let's say tomorrow at around 22, 2250 on top of this 180 SMA. This could be an entry point tomorrow on Space. And speaking of some banking stocks, they seem to have really a bunch of pressure on them now ever since this whole CV break, the rate cut situation. These are getting to decent prices in my opinion. Bank of America down from $36 all the way down to about $28. We've cut almost $10 per share on Bank of America. JP Morgan, it's another one. This is down really from 145 roughly to about $115. That's a $30 per share drop in JP Morgan. Wells Fargo down from $54 down to about $39. So although I'm not a huge fan of bank stocks, I'm not out here buying all these bank stocks, you can't ignore the fact that they are down a lot. So they could swing back up. Who knows? They're worth watching. Any beaten down stock, especially large cap, blue chip stocks too, any stock like that that's beaten down, it's worth watching because a lot of the time they do see some short-term rallies. They do see some short-term comebacks. And the airline stocks too, LUV, Southwest, Save, Spirit Airlines. This was up about 4% today. AAL, American Airlines, all of these stocks, they've been crushed. They are cyclical though. Be careful, guys. They are cyclical. So if we do head to a downturn, if the CV does, cancel a bunch more flights, their earnings are going to be affected. Their stock prices could be affected even further to the downside, and that's really the risk here with these airline stocks. And of course, in general, market ETFs I'm watching here all the time. TVIX for volatility, SQQQ and TQQQ for an inverse pair that trade on the Nasdaq, and SPXS and SPXL for an inverse pair that trades based upon the S&P 500. So these are very important for intraday plays. The stocks here on my active watch list, these are really for intraday plays as well, but a lot of these I'm looking for the bounce back swing trade play, the recovery play, whenever that does end up happening. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, go down below for me. As always, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you want to see further content like this. And don't forget to join our Discord group chat and our Facebook group. And you can get 2 free stocks also, by the way, linked down below in the description box from Webull, valued up to $1,400 with a deposit of $100. So go get your free money. That's linked down below in the description box. Thank you all for watching this video, for supporting me, for supporting the channel. It's been great. The channel's been growing. You all mean a lot to me. Thanks for the support. As always, peace out.